It's called Home Zero, and it's originally commissioned by National Gallery X, which is kind of the digital arm of the National Gallery. And the project was to look at National Gallery paintings and use digital technologies and immersive technologies to think about how we can create a more sustainable world, really.
This is where we're going to pause and reflect. So there's one for you, there's one for you. There's one for you as well.
As a company, we have done a lot of work with certain things like Arduinos and technologies, but we hadn't done anything connected with Unity. We haven't used screen-based installations. So being able to use physical objects that would interact with the screen in an innovative way, I think has been useful for us.
I think these bellows control our paintbrush.
So the Leading product started with us from very early on. We had the researchers at Leading help us to kind of look at the ideas that the core designers were having, and we had lots of conversations about that. So just trying to make that into reality. So some of the initial ideas of the project that came through the co-design and through working with the creative team, I think we've made that very much a reality.
The room already looks so much better.
When we initially got involved with the project, we kind of entered it with a really open mind, in that we didn't really have a problem. We just knew that there could be massive advantages of working more with immersive technology. So we kind of approached the team saying, these are our objectives. How do you think we could work together to reach our objectives? So it was nice that there wasn't a specific problem, and we could be much more broad-minded and creative about what the advantages might be. I suppose our objective of working with Leading was very much in line with our objective as an organisation, which is about creating warm and welcoming experiences of classical music, particularly for young audiences, schools and families. So we approached Paul and the Leading team looking at how we could use immersive technologies to bring audiences closer into the classical music world. So we played around with lots of different ideas, but we landed on this idea of a hybrid live and digital performance that we could tour with a live performer playing live alongside an ensemble of digital pre-recorded performers, which would give us the opportunity to work with a huge range of musicians and eventually build up a library of lots and lots of different musical offerings that we could then take out to tour to different places where audiences don't usually get the opportunity to see that music.
We're an acoustic trio. Obviously, that means there's only normally 3 of us on stage at one time.
We're wearing makeup suits because we're working with the team here on a project to get an immersive band experience that we will have multiple versions of ourselves performing on stage at the same time.
We're composers as well as musicians, and we can now sort of explore a little bit more what we could do with our music and expand it, but still present that live rather than just playing to a track of extra recordings.
The aim for this as part of the Leading project is that we will create a show for VR, and so we'll have, whether it's like hologram type thing or it's using these suits, because we've got a few things to experiment with, and then hopefully after that we'll be able to go on to create a live show that we'll be able to take out and perform with alongside the technology. And a really important part of it for us as well is the access. And that's, I think, where it derived from, actually. How can we create bigger sounds, but still be the 3 of us, and be more accessible, especially to the deaf community? And that would be to be able to visualise the extra sounds that we're making. So by multi-tracking ourselves visually, as well as through audio, it means that they will hopefully be able to visualise and be able to see what we're playing when we're playing multiple parts.
You know, lots of musicians do play along to pre-recorded tracks or use a loop pedal live on stage to lay down extra layers, but for a deaf audience that's really cutting them off because they just don't, can't perceive that that's happening. Maybe this technology, even though we're developing this to make a show that's not necessarily loop pedal based, but maybe this technology could be developed to be used for loop pedals and things like that in the future. Who knows? Ed Sheeran could be Glastonbury. with multiple Ed Sheerans on stage all at the same time, you know. It's been a pleasure working with the team. They're you know, a lovely bunch of people to work with. So brainy, so smart. I don't know where they get it all from. So many creative ideas, which has been really good for us as creatives because it sort of sparked extra creative ideas in us and made us think differently about what a live show could be. And it's down to them, it's down to working with them.
Yeah, and the building's amazing. I mean, like the facilities here are brilliant. I mean, we would never have been able to do anything like this without the collaboration. So we feel very lucky.
Yeah, this room, not this green room, but the bigger room that we're in, is amazing. It's a huge room. So you'd think it would have a really big reverberating acoustic, but because it's all been treated, it's really acoustically dry, and so it's perfect for recording. So we've made some really nice recordings in this space, which has got a lot of history as well. You know, so TV history in here, isn't it?